Hi, I'm Steve Elliott. I'm proposing a Velocity EU 2014 conference session on Guerrilla Log Analysis with ELK. The aim of this talk is really to provide people with an understanding of the journey that we went on as a small team operating within a larger organisation, trying to move us away from having lots of disparate log sources that are hard to get at, difficult to analyse, slow to query, and move us into a position using open source tooling where we could really start to use this data to drive our day-to-day decisions. So that was removing the friction from analysing this data to make it readily available, prominent on the displayed on dashboards. So the talk's going to be split into three sections. In the first section I'm going to describe the problem we were trying to solve. So say we had logs spread across multiple systems. Hopefully this is a situation that a lot of the attendees of the conference can relate to. In different formats, different ways of getting at it, and we were moving this away from that using Logstash into a central source where everyone could query it. I'm not really going to focus too much on the tools that we used. I'll touch on why we chose the ELK stack over other tooling, the problems that we found implementing the solution, but I more want to focus on the impact that making this data readily available had, how making this data prominently displayed allowed people to use it in their day-to-day decisions. So we built a dashboard so that it was immediately available for teams how the bottom line of the company was doing. And to kind of give people an idea that when you start to use these tools, the cultural shifts can be a lot greater than you might imagine. In the middle of the talk, I'm going to have a live demo of what Elasticsearch and Kibana querying can accomplish. Unlike most live demos, I'm hoping this isn't going to be too much of a risky proposition. I've got a layer of redundancy on it being a local machine, so I'm not relying on conference Wi-Fi, and it can fall back to stored data to query if I need to. Once the live demo's either hilariously gone wrong or hopefully impress people with what's possible using this tooling, I move on to then more of the cultural focus of some of the problems that we encountered, hopefully some lessons other people can learn from, the impact that it had, and then the problems at a cultural level of getting this to expand once it had moved past a tool that was being pioneered by a small group of people to how you then resolve that moving amongst a much larger organisation. Finally, I'll wrap up with discussing our plans for the future. Hopefully give people a few pointers as to what might be possible in the future with this sort of thing. Links to the open source software that we've built to support this, such as the alerting that we've built. And then hopefully it'll spark some conversation after the session as well. Thank you for your consideration for my talk at Velocity 2014.